Isn't it enough humiliation already, Frieza? Where are you trying to go with all of this? That's one of the questions we're all asking ourselves right now, after he showed up and humiliated Goku and Vegeta in a shameful way. And now he still wants more, a chance to test his powers. He's completely insane. Want to know everything that happened on Beerus planet and Frieza's mess? Watch until the end of the video, but not before subscribing to the channel, leaving your like, and turning on the bell. BROLY is going to be completely humiliated by Frieza, and I can prove it in this video. We know that now he truly reigns, right? And just like he went to Gas sensing his power, he will also go to Beerus planet, guided by the remnants of ki left there during the battles that took place. Think with me, what better way is there to take BROLY to another level, if not by having him fight against himself and Frieza at the same time, with the help of his friends, and under the watchful eyes of Beerus and Whis. This is the right time to put him into play, to guide him to something new. But even so, this doesn't change the fact that he's going to be humiliated. But hold on, guys, we still have many divergences here. Let's understand everything calmly. Let's go back to Frieza, starting with this question. What happened to the old Frieza? We have two versions of him. One before and one after the Tournament of Power, and both are different. That is, Frieza had to go through the Tournament of Power and learn things he never had access to before, like meeting angels, other gods, and other universes. And one of those things was understanding Son Goku and the way he grows exponentially in battles. Another was seeing Jiren's monstrous power and hearing his tips, saying he trained so much, but so much, that he became what he is today, or at least what we knew of him during the Tournament of Power. And after that, Frieza's mindset changed. He went into off mode. He was offline for a long time, like a bodybuilder in preparation, living for it, becoming it. He saw that the universe is small, and that there are still stronger beings. So, we have many options and lines of reasoning here. One of them, he just wanted to be the strongest in his universe. Another, he knows what's coming in terms of challenges, and he wants to be on another level of power to be worthy of being among the best, or maybe even fighting at the top when that second tournament arrives, and he could become the Jiren in other participants' lives. But we still don't know their power levels. Anyway, that said, let's return to the current reality, post-manga or the current manga, where Frieza humiliated our warriors Goku and Vegeta. And after that came all the commotion of Gohan Beast and their fight on Beerus planet. But Frieza didn't just humiliate Goku and Vegeta. He might have also sensed Gohan's ki and gone to find him. But who he'll find, there won't be Gohan anymore. Remember, he doesn't yet know about Gohan's transformation, so he has no idea who it is. Let's go back to the last released chapter. But before that, comment below. Do you think this new version of Frieza is the most badass? Even more than the one from Z? Are both iconic? Well, let's return to the end of the current Dragon Ball Super arc, which was marked by Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and the others going back to Earth, leaving behind a sort of loaded silence on the God of Destruction's planet. Beerus says, "Stay over there," in his usual Beerus style. There, the spacious and still tense area hosts only Whis, Bills, BROLY, and the two Saiyan companions Limo and Chilai, who've become important to Beerus, mostly Chilai. And of course, he'll try to please her, and he'll train BROLY because of it. Anyway, in the vacuum of energy that dissipates, there are still remnants of instinct, rage, doubt, and power. But it's this remnant, or better yet, this residual presence of extraordinary ki that catches the attention of an unexpected and troublesome observer, Black Frieza. As mentioned before, he can sense the ki of warriors. There's a subtle but perfectly established logic in the Dragon Ball universe. When an overwhelming power is released, even those far away can feel it. That's how it was when Gohan, at the height of his battle against Cell Max, exploded in his beast form, being sensed even from Bill's planet. Goku and Vegeta reacted in shock to that power spike. They were scared, and Goku wanted to go after Gohan, knowing it was his son's ki, taking that into account and the fact that Earth is very far from Beerus planet, and they still felt the ki of a Gohan beast weaker than the current one, who gave everything he had to fight Goku, and even broke his Ultra Instinct, and also the clash between him and BROLY, considering that Gohan himself says he came close to his current limit of control, not power. So it's completely reasonable to assume that Frieza, now on a new level of sensitivity and energy control, would also be able to sense such strong vibrations across great distances. But what draws his attention this time is Gohan Beast and the other force, more primitive, raw, and uncontrollable BROLY. who now has some control, at least in his legendary form. Bill's planet, normally distant and wrapped in the peace that only a god of destruction's presence can maintain, unintentionally becomes the stage of yet another silent transition in the universe. Frieza, upon feeling that floating, immense, animalistic, yet contained energy, doesn't hesitate. He doesn't know exactly what he'll find, but he feels the same excitement he experienced when seeing Goku and Vegeta surpass their limits so many times. He wants more, and this time it's not out of hatred. It's for dominance, for security, for control. He wants to test himself, and this is a unique opportunity for him to keep proving himself. When he arrives, what he finds is not an army, nor a warrior with a heroic posture like Goku, nor a rival full of honor like Vegeta. He sees BROLY, a Saiyan with a pure look, yet filled with internal turmoil, scared that Frieza is there, having to hold himself back because of everything that happened before. Whis and Bills, alert, observe in silence. For them, it's more than a confrontation, it's a test. Neither offers any resistance to Frieza. They just let it happen. This is the epic form in which the current manga unfolds. BROLY has just connected with his Saiyan self and controlled it, and already he would have to face Black Frieza. It would be an iconic, unexpected test, a way for him to gain real battle experience. Who knows? Anyway, Frieza, now in his black form, is a being who not only surpassed his old limits, but reinvented the very concept of preparation in Dragon Ball. For years, he was seen as arrogant, relying too much on his innate power. But after his defeat in the Tournament of Power, and later being killed by Trunks in the alternate future, something changed in Frieza. For the first time, he recognized the value of continuous effort, even if only as a tool to maintain control and superiority. He trained for 10 years in a different dimension, accelerating his progress until he reached a transformation that even Goku and Vegeta could barely comprehend. Black Frieza is not just a new color or a power increase. He is the embodiment of strategic discipline. Unlike his past versions, he now observes, analyzes, and acts with calculated precision. That's what allowed him to humiliate Goku and Vegeta after they defeated Gas, without even breaking a sweat. There were no fanfares, no revenge speeches, just the raw proof that, when you truly want to be the strongest, you have to do what others don't. Train in silence, hide your evolution, and surprise at the right moment. In contrast, BROLY represents emotional chaos, the strength that has not yet been fully shaped, the raw power that lives on the edge of losing control. Even after being welcomed on Beerus planet, BROLY still carries deep emotional scars. The death of his father Paragus, caused by Frieza in a cowardly and manipulative way, still pulses in his subconscious. The apparent calm that Whis tries to cultivate in him is fragile, not for lack of effort, but because BROLY is an entity that didn't grow up learning to control. He grew up repressed. When he finally exploded, the universe trembled, and Goku can vouch for that, right? Hey Piccolo, just stay on alert, because if things get out of control, I'll teleport to where you are. Piccolo already understands the gravity of the situation. Just thinking about it is insane, guys. BROLY is the kind of warrior who can surpass the limits of the gods, but first, he needs to surpass his own. The absence of emotional foundation training prevents him from mastering his full potential. His strength is like a raging sea, gigantic, devastating, but without a rudder or direction. In his legendary state, he transforms into something not even he fully understands. His body responds to trauma, to pain, to fear, and this is his biggest obstacle. It's not Frieza or Goku or Vegeta. It's the BROLY he can't contain inside himself. In that sense, the clash with Black Frieza is not just physical, it's symbolic. Frieza represents everything BROLY is not. Control, coldness, absolute dominion over every cell of the body and every intention of the spirit. To defeat someone like Frieza, BROLY wouldn't need just more power. But would that alone be enough? Even if BROLY achieved a state of perfect calm, he would still face an enemy who thinks 10 steps ahead. Frieza today is no longer an impulsive despot. He is a war strategist. His command over his new form is so absolute that he can manipulate the intensity of his attacks with surgical precision. And more, he knows BROLY. He knows his origin, his pain, his emotional fragility. And Frieza has always been a master at exploiting his opponent's weaknesses. especially the ones they themselves try to hide. The crucial difference between Frieza and the others is that he doesn't respect his opponent. He doesn't even see him as worthy of compassion. To Goku, Broly is someone who can be saved. To Frieza, Broly is just a strong animal that needs to be tamed or destroyed. And it's this mentality that makes the clash so brutal, even before it physically begins. It's also important to remember what Frieza did to Goku and Vegeta. They had just defeated Gas and were completely overwhelmed by Frieza in his new form. And it wasn't a fight, it was a demonstration. While Goku was mastering Ultra Instinct and Vegeta was diving deeper into Ultra Ego, both were still unable to react to such a refined attack. That shows that Frieza didn't just surpass them in power. He surpassed the very concept of momentary limits. He positioned himself above the Saiyan cycle of surpassing themselves and elevated his level to something even Whis recognizes as off the charts. But would it be the same with Broly? The thing is, Broly doesn't fight with technique. He fights with primal instinct. His growth during battle isn't linear, it's explosive. If Frieza doesn't eliminate Broly quickly, he risks seeing him evolve to a point where control no longer matters. But still, would that be enough? In practice, no. Broly, even in his legendary form, is not emotionally prepared to face someone who knows how to play mind games. And Frieza today is almost a Zen master of strategic sadism. He wouldn't underestimate Broly like before. He would come prepared, calculated, with the intention to eliminate any future threat. That includes manipulating Broly into losing control, attacking Chi-Lai, repeating traumas. Frieza is capable of even using the memory of Paragus' death as a psychological weapon. And there's another layer in this clash: the gaze of Beerus and Whis. The two don't intervene because they know that this confrontation is, in a way, inevitable. For Frieza, it's another step on the throne of the universe's greatest threat. For Broly, it's the test that will determine whether he will continue being a burden or finally become a self-aware warrior. And that's the real battle, not between two bodies, but between two paths of existence. What the confrontation ultimately suggests is the new power dynamic in Dragon Ball. It's no longer about who can scream louder or fire the biggest attack. It's about who dominates time, training, strategy, and most importantly, oneself. Frieza, as much as he is hated, today represents this new era. He is the proof that being powerful is not enough. You must know when, how, and why to use that power. Broly, on the other hand, represents what is still missing in the Saiyan universe: balance. His existence challenges the idea that power needs to be trained with violence. He's a reminder that not all warriors seek battle. Some just desire peace, even when they have the strength to destroy planets. But as long as that peace remains fragile, he will never be free. Therefore, even if Frieza wins, and he would win, the question is not who wins. The real question is, what does each one learn from this confrontation? And is the universe as a whole ready to understand that the next great warrior might not be the one who screams the loudest or shines the brightest, but the one who finally manages to fully master himself in body, mind, and heart?